Guys, I've been putting my thoughts in videos and then I don't upload them and I totally forget. So sorry about that. I have to find those videos and upload them. Um, but I was just watching Shark Tank. I'm supposed to be giving her a bath. Toots, we gotta give you a bath. Don't fall asleep on me. We gotta give you a bath. But I was watching Shark Tank. I was watching some of the older episodes. And ultimately, this I'm just talking about something with tattoos because I find it interesting, I guess, for lack of a better word. Curious. But this guy pitched a product for the tattoo industry. It's basically like a tattoo AI machine that tattoo shops and artists can capitalize on and, give people tattoos with less pain, whatever. It's a lot of merit in it. But Damon was like, because Damon John, he's a shark on Shark Tank. He's an investor. And so he has ink on him. He's inked up. He has tattoos. And so when the guy didn't get a deal, so he walks out and they start talking amongst each other. And they're like, I think Kevin was just gawking at the fact that like how much Damon John has actually invested financially in his ink on his body. Mind you, he goes to like a tattoo artist that is like, I guess like one of the best in the world, so they charge a hell of a lot. So now take that in consideration. But where this relates to what I'm curious about is like, I go online. No one's ever said this to me per se, but you go online. I like looking at comment sections and seeing how people interact with each other, what people are saying. I like that. I do that quite a bit, and I've seen sometimes, like here and there, not too much. It's very accepted, but here and there you'll find somebody saying something like tattoos make you look cheap. And yes, this person could just be insulting whoever they're commenting on. That could be the case. Maybe they're just saying that to insult the person. But nevertheless, the way I think is that if one person is saying it, how many others are probably actually thinking that? And I just found it curiously interesting, like, because it's such, is the word for it a paradox? It's a paradox, right? Yeah. Because like, it's like one of those things, like, people are out there saying it, like that if you tattoo your skin, you look cheap. But how do I look cheap with something that costs me money? Like, it's like someone spending money on something else, like a Louis bag, a real Louis bag, or like a Mercedes or whatever, a Rolex watch. And then someone comes up to you and says, because you have the Rolex watch on, a $50,000 Rolex, you look cheap. Like, it's just ironic. It's an irony, like a paradox, like an ironic paradox. I don't know. For him, because he's rich and he goes to this top guy, obviously he's spending an absorbent amount of money, like $300,000. If he went and got more, now it's more, because that episode was like years ago. I'm spent nowhere near that, but I have spent 4 figures in total on my skin, like comfortably in the 4 figures. And that's not cheap. Like, that's not, you get the irony? Like, it's not cheap. It's not cheap to get these things. And And I'm planning on getting more. So it's like, you know, I don't know. I don't know. I'm trying to understand both sides, but it is like it's a curious thing for me. Like, it's so I find it so interesting that something that clearly costs decent money to get done can look cheap. I don't know. Like, can somebody help me out with this? But it's like an ironic paradox, because it is ironic and it's a paradox that you spend an absorbent amount of money on something and it looks cheap. I don't know. I know that can happen with certain material things, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It's just wondering, like, how, you know, it's like somebody telling him, or anyone, really any of us, but let's just use Damon John as a obvious, ironic, you know, like a example of this ironic statement, like how he spent over $300,000. That is more value than some people's cars, homes, and incomes combined into his skin. And then there's somebody, some Bob or Susie out there saying he looks cheap, when his skin alone is more than their house, their car, and probably everything in it. You know, it's like, you know, I don't know. So, again, no one has told me that, but, you know, you see it once in a great while here and there. And again, it could just be an insult. Like, it could just be, but there's also like people who from previous generations who view you know, tattoos overall in a very different light because of the times that they grew up in and how they perceived it then, because it wasn't as like openly accepted as now. Like, tattoos have been around forever, but as far as like a societal like perception or whatever, it's more accepted today than it was 50, 70 years ago or whatever the hell. So I get that that can influence certain people's perceptions of tattoos. And again, I don't speak for the whole generation. I know there's some people who are much more mature in age who are completely tatted up. So I don't ever put any, you know, everyone's eggs in one basket when I make these statements, but you get what I mean. The majority of the picture of the perception that it was then is not as accepting as it is today. So I don't doubt that there's people out there that probably do think that. I just think it's like a curiously funny, ironic paradox, if that makes sense. I'm trying to throw the words in here. But that's, you know, like the bird on my back even. You know, the total, just the 2 tattoos on my back alone is 4 figures. So, you know, we're not even talking the rest of what I have, you know, and what I'm soon to get more of. Yes, more is coming. But yeah, so it's, you know, but I just found that funny. All right, you guys, I'm done sharing. I gotta go shower my dog. I've been cleaning the house, but I stopped to eat and watch Shark Tank, and I just found that funny. Deuces.